What is today? It's the 2nd already, September 2nd. And it is raining here in Arnold. There's water crossing the roads, probably water in a lot of basements. A lot of rain already, and it's expected to rain all day. Now, I'm about a half hour late this morning. I guess the rain kind of kept me soundly sleeping. I got up and thinking it was early and got around and visiting with my wife as she is canning in the kitchen. I looked at the clock and it said 7 o'clock. I said, man, I'm going to get lazy and be a Rip Van Winkle here. But anyways, I came on down to the church and want to visit with you just a minute this morning. We're at the tail end of the Olivet Discourse now in Matthew 24. And an interesting comment I just want to make and leave with you is that Jesus ends that section on in things on the prophecy of what will come in the end, and he leaves it with a parable and an application. In verse 42 it says, "Watch therefore, for you do not know the hour that your master cometh," that the Lord is coming. "And know this, that if the master of the house had known what the hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming in an hour you do not expect." So he leaves us with this doctrine, the imminent return of Christ. The imminent return of Christ is a doctrine or a belief. It's my belief that Jesus could come back any minute. Now, there's a lot of folks that say, well, he can't come back yet because this hasn't been fulfilled and that hasn't been fulfilled in Scripture. But I really believe that if we look down through history, we could see how, in a very almost sudden way, prophecy could be completely fulfilled and Christ could return. Matter of fact, the early church held to this doctrine. They were upset and concerned and struggling because he had not come back yet, and they thought he was going to come back in their lifetime. So much so that the Apostle Paul wrote, "I don't want you to be ignorant, brethren, about the return of Christ." And then that's where we learn in 1 Thessalonians that with the shout of the archangel and the trumpet of God, the sky will open up, the clouds will part, and Jesus will return, and we will be caught up. The word there is in the Greek means to be caught up with him in the clouds, and so shall we forever be with the Lord. It says, don't grieve over those that have already fallen asleep. They didn't miss his coming, because he said, "The dead in Christ shall rise first, then we shall that are alive shall be caught up with them." And so they believed in the imminent return of Christ. And here Jesus is telling us, live in a ready way. Now, I realize there's a lot of ins and outs of this, what applies to the church, what applies to Israel, and all of that. And I think that the principle is the same for all of us, and that is live ready. Be diligent to live your life in such a way that if Jesus came and called you home, that you would be, wow, I'm ready to go. That's the message, the application of Matthew 24. He ends with the parable of the faithful servant and the evil servant. He says, "Blessed is the servant who, when his master comes, is found doing good." And he goes ahead to say that wicked servant is the one who says, "Well, he hasn't come back yet, and I don't think he's coming back in my lifetime. I'm just going to beat my servants and treat everybody with contempt. I'm going to live for myself." And he said that that's not going to be a good thing to do. And there will be a price tag for forgetting the imminent return of Christ and living in debauchery and pursuit of earthly pleasures. Well, I, for one, am looking forward to his return. There's a lot of folks that I like to see get right with God first. That's my one hesitation of saying, Lord, come right now. The Apostle John ended his revelation with, even so, Lord, come quickly. Well, we didn't tackle the Olivet Discourse with an exegetical fine-tooth comb, as some do, but we hit on the highlights that were in the passages that Aunt Laura May marked. And I really think that this is one that she holds to, and that is living ready, that whenever he comes, she's ready to go. Are you there? Hope so. God bless.